Hello, hello. Sophia Lucia Parola here with Garden State Film Festival. We are a little over a month away from the 23rd annual Garden State Film Festival from March 29th, no, from March 27th through March 30th. You can check out over 200 films, I think, are accepted this year from all around the world, all various types of films. It's always an amazing time in Asbury Park, New Jersey and Cranford, New Jersey. You can get all those tickets at gsff.org. But today we're talking about one of the films that is accepted called What If We Could Stay? It is a short, beautiful graduate student film. And here to talk with me about this film is the director, Steven Steelman. Hello,
Hey,
Steven.
hey, Sophia.
We talked, okay, there's a whole
Sophia.
backstory. We talked off screen about how to say my name properly. He said it right though.
I did.
And
I did. I did.
you didn't, but
Yeah.
no, you didn't. But more
Sophia.
importantly, congratulations on your acceptance and making a film. That's like a huge accomplishment, making a film. And congratulations on getting accepted to Garden State Film Festival.
Thanks so much. We're all very excited to be a part of it.
Oh, I love to hear that. I'm excited to have this film this year. I saw it, it was like beautiful, and I didn't realize looking at the cast until I saw a lot of the actors. The main actress is very familiar. I'm sure many people
Yeah.
know her. We're going to talk about it all. But first, I'd love for you to tell me a little bit about the film without giving anything away. What can we expect seeing? What if we could stay?
So imagine if every time someone got so drunk that they blacked out, it gave the opportunity for an entity to involuntarily take over their body until they either sobered up or puked or passed out. So this story is weirdly about that, and it's this idea of this entity that moves from body to body to body involuntarily, and they really don't like their existence because it would be an awful traumatic experience, right? So one day, like our film is the day in which they meet another entity that shares the same experience they have, and then it becomes this interesting, like before sunset kind of experience where they go throughout the night, and our main entity learns that maybe there's some joy to be brought into your existence regardless of what it is.
Mm,
That's my bumbly way of talking about it.
yeah, it is such a cool concept, and like even more cool how you guys did it. When you guys see this film, you'll see really beautiful elements, and I just think it's like really makes you think. Kind of does feel like an entity takes over you sometimes. I've definitely been blacked out in my day. And I just think it's a really cool concept. So,
Thank you.
I mean, I know that you were not the writer.
Sasha
Sasha
Das
was.
was the writer, so he was another AFI student, and he wrote it. Their thesis process is very interesting, and so when it came to anyone's allowed to submit, so you have like editors submitting projects and things like that. But Sasha was a writer. He submitted it. I read it, and I was like, "Oh, this is the one I have to do." Like I immediately was like, "Oh, this I vibe with this. This sounds really challenging and really daunting. We only get 5 days to shoot these, so traveling around the world in 5 days is kind of a tall order, but generally when I see a project that speaks to me, resonates with me emotionally, and has a lot of challenges to it, where I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to pull this off, I usually
Mhm.
tend to run towards the burning building. I'm like, all right, let's figure this
Mm.
out, you know.
That's awesome. I was just going to ask you what excites you in general as an artist, but like specifically, what about this project made you say, I want to pull this off. I want to jump into this.
I think so much of what like brings me joy in my life is like leaning in to life on life's terms, and kind of and really the community um of other people that I'm close with and stuff like that. Like um that's where I find most of, like, I feel like I have a purpose. And so it's
Hmm.
like, and that extends to like the filmmaking community. When it's like when I'm on set, I always feel like whole usually, you
Yeah.
know. So this film I felt kind of spoke to that, is kind of that moving from a place of like
Mm.
being so frustrated that you know your life isn't working out the way you hoped, and everybody else has it better than you, and kind of transitioning from there to a place where it's like, okay, I'm going to start looking at the good within it.
Hmm. So interesting. Like, so as a director, you get the script. I would love to know a little bit quickly because there's so many questions about the film and what you've been saying. But like, what is this program? You said you guys only have 5 days to do it. You get a selection of scripts. What quickly? What?
Yeah.
Yeah. What is the graduating
So
thesis?
AFI Conservatory is a 2-year like graduate program for filmmakers they're based in Los Angeles. And you go in a different tract. So I was in the director tract. I was a directing fellow. And your second year final project is a thesis film. So this would be the thesis film for that. So we towards the end of the first year, we all select what film we're going to do. We all team up, raise funds, and shoot the thing. And so, and you get like, there's certain limits that they've kind of put on you because of like the curriculum. And they're like, no, you can't do. I mean, David Lynch famously made Eraserhead while he was at AFI, and he just kind of like snuck around. And back then they kind of just let him do whatever. And so he shot like, I don't know, 40 days or something on that movie. They don't let you do that anymore. They only let you shoot for 5 days, which
You would ruined
really
it for everybody.
it's fine. Yeah, I wouldn't say David Lynch ruined it for everybody, but maybe no.
You can't say it anymore. It's too
genius.
Yeah. So you shot this in 5 days. This film, then
5 days. Yeah.
How long did like pre-production take, and also post? Because it looks beautiful. I mean, the editing and the color. I want to talk to you about that. How long was it in total?
In total, it's about 16 weeks on either end. But remember, it's part of a curriculum. I think if I were making it outside of AFI, it would have been done. In less time in some areas, probably because we wouldn't have spent as much time developing it, which I think was good. I think it's good that we spent all that development, and also AFI. Like, we wouldn't have had the resources that we had at AFI for the amount of budget that we ended up making this for. I mean, they give you so much. They give you so much stuff that's part of just being there, and all the gear and stuff like that. Like, we would not have been able to afford to make this outside of it in any sort of timely fashion. I mean, yeah. That being said, post took a little bit longer because myself and the editor were the VFX artists for pretty much everything. So that while we were trying to do VFX, like after we'd picture locked, we're doing VFX while we're trying to still complete the last few classes and everything. And it's like, there was times they were like, why are you 2 months behind? I'm like, well, here's my laptop. Look, look at what we're doing.
I'm sure I could tell. Watching it, you can see how much care went into all of it, but specifically the post. I mean, the color and everything. My question for you as a director, did you see this like in your head when you were reading the script, and you knew kind of like what was the inspiration for the shots that we see and the color that was used and just the way it was filmed? Like, what inspired you?
Yeah, I think the blue was very early days. We watched this film called Victoria that had this color blue, and that was always sort of a thing I was pushing for. There were certain things about the VFX that had kind of, but then there were also things that we discovered as we moved on. It's almost like there were different iterations. I think even when I went to, like, myself and Sam, my cinematographer, we had a really well thought out shot list and things like that. But we also kind of allowed it to be what it was going to be on the day. And we were working with incredible actors. So we had the opportunity to kind of, there were times where it's like we would get together with the actors while they were lighting, and we would kind of re-talk and rethink a scene, even though we had already done a ton of development time. Once you finally get like talented actors on board, they kind of bring their own thing to it. So there's a few scenes that we kind of ended up like reworking. Well, there's like 1 or 2 scenes that maybe we reworked, some slightly, some a little bit more, just like before shooting, just to kind of really fill them out.
And speaking about that cast too, I mean, so I said earlier, everyone was going to see Jillian Bell, and very familiar face, in 22 Jump Street, a bunch of other stuff. And I've never personally seen Gloria Cole, but a phenomenal actress, new face for me. Amazing. But how did you find the cast?
So Jason Stamey, Molly Pinto, they were our casting directors. They're people I've known for a very long time in LA. Jason in particular, and Jillian I've known for a very long time. And so again, it was one of those things. As soon as I read it, I was like, I love this script. I want to make this script. And I immediately read it and was like, Jillian should be in this. And it's a little against type for her, but I truly believe that Jillian can do absolutely anything she wants. I think she's one of the best actors. She's so good. If you haven't seen Brittany Runs a Marathon, like,
Oh yeah, so
oh,
good. I love that. So inspiring.
she's
Yeah,
so
she's
incredible.
very
She really
grounded
is.
but funny and real, and I enjoy her acting
Yeah,
always. And in this
she
as
really
well.
is. So we were so lucky that she said yes. And then Gloria was someone that we cast. So, and it was,
Mm.
we saw a number of really amazing actors. And I tell the story where Gloria was doing a callback while she was in Australia with her mom on vacation, and the signal kept dropping out. And like the she was doing it in the lobby of the hotel, and the people, like people that worked at the hotel, were like interrupting her to be like, what are you doing here? And like,
Mm.
as far, like, if it were me, I would have been mortified as an actor. Like, the worst, you'd leave that being like, this was the worst audition ever. But like, we we just knew. Like, I was just like, I
Mm.
don't even need to see the. Eventually, she like went back to her room and sent in a tape, like, later on that night or something. But like, when we got off the call, like, Jason and Molly and I were just like, why is she so
Mm.
captivating? Like, I was like, this is the person.
Yeah.
And so it goes to show, just because the audition may not feel good, or just because you don't, like, when
Mhm.
you're the right person for the role, you're the right person for the role.
Yeah.
And it's just, and she just, and I mean, they both were just so incredible to work with. So
Yeah. So much of directing has to do with casting, I know. Like you even said we had incredible actors and that reshaped a lot of what you already saw. So
yeah,
tell me what pulls off. I know that have obviously I could tell your work's amazing, but I know that from now on it's
thank you.
only up from here. You're going to have so much more you're going to learn. But so far in your experience as a director, just as a filmmaker in general, what makes a successful director or what kind of makes a successful film that you've learned so far?
I mean, the team you build around you, the
Mhm.
crew. I mean, it's just, I think, again, I'm only as good as the cast. I'm only as good as the script. I'm only as good as the
Mm.
crew. There's it's such a collaborative, and I think that's part of what I love about it too. It's like, it is truly collaborative in a way that maybe other artistic mediums aren't.
Mhm.
Like, especially in today's day and age, like, you can kind of record an album all by yourself, and you can paint by yourself, but really it's like,
Yeah.
I can't make, like, if you look at that club scene, like, I can't make a club scene look like that until
Mm.
we're Sam and I are going and we're scouting tons of places, and the amazing location owner lets us do that place. And then our amazing Steadicam op, Ryan Wood, shoots it incredibly, and then we have Liz who's lighting it, and it's just, I could
All
never
the
do it.
elements.
You just need all those pieces, and
Yeah.
it's just, that really is another thing that's really beautiful about filmmaking. So it's like, I think directors that are willing to embrace that, and are willing to kind of,
Yes.
and be able to sort of step outside, and, like, you have to look at everything that you have available to you, being able to sort of transition and pivot when things don't go your way, but also
Mhm.
when ideas are coming that are really outside of where you're trying to drive the film, you have to be able to kind of say, that's really cool, but not for this story. So it's like,
Yeah.
it's really just, the thing I heard that I thought was really interesting is, someone said, the director is the immune system of the film. It's like,
Mm.
trying to just or sorry, immune system of story, because that's really what it's about, right? It's like,
Mhm.
things that sort of deviate away from story, the director needs to bring back, because
Mm.
creative people are going to have amazing creative ideas, and you want that. You want to be able to
Yeah.
facilitate those ideas, but then you just need to make sure that they work for this specific story.
I love that so much, so many things. And I love you even mentioned it earlier in the interview, like the community of film and being there makes you feel whole. And I could not agree more. I love the collaborative environment and the people you meet and then like the talents that they bring. It's
The
all such
best.
so beautiful. Film is
Best.
it's amazing.
Yeah.
Um we're down to like the last 30 seconds, really. But I know you are in California. Garden State Film Festival is in New Jersey, but we did say that your cinematographer's in New Jersey. How did you guys
Yes.
figure out? How did you find Garden State Film Festival, and how does it feel to have What If We Could Stay this year and the 23rd year?
I mean, it's super exciting. Like I said, like we looked for ones that kind of had some resonance within the creative team.
Mhm.
Sam was from there. I was actually born in Atlantic City, so my family
Okay.
moved to Vegas when I
We
was
had a
when I
few
was
festivals
3.
in Atlantic City. That was the first time I ever hosted in there.
No way.
Yeah, in Atlantic City. Yeah, cool.
Yeah. So that to me was a thing where it's like when I saw, I was like, okay, we need to make sure we apply to this one. It's a reputable
Mm.
festival. It sounds amazing, and like, I'm definitely telling some of my relatives, and I'm gonna try and come out, and Sam's gonna try and bring his family and all that stuff because we want to give people that really help support us make this film the opportunity to see it on a big screen with an audience, which is really how the best way possible to see a film. And y'all are doing amazing work, and I'm excited to see some of the other films that are in there as well.
Oh, thank you so much, and as are you and the entire cast and crew a part of What If We Could Stay. Shout out to all of you. Congratulations. I'm really excited for audiences to see this film, and I'm so excited to have it in this year's lineup. I love good films, and it was been a pleasure talking to you. Let me tell
You
everyone watching how you can see What If We Could Stay. It will be playing Saturday, March 29th in Asbury Lanes. The film block is 6:15 to 8:15. What an amazing night, and an amazing block to see this film. So thank you, Stephen, again. Everybody get your tickets
you,
at
Sophia.
gsff.org. There's Parkway passes. You can get individual ticket passes. Plenty of good stuff on there. Hopefully we get to see you, Stephen,
Yeah,
or anyone a part of that crew. And congratulations again. Thank you.
awesome. Thanks so much. Have a great rest of your night.
Thank you. You too. Bye.
Bye.